If you also call your gypsum product with the color name, that I'll be mixing the white plaster, I'll be mixing the blue one, the green one, stop it right away. Every gypsum product has a different application. Every gypsum product has different property, and we'll be learning about it today. So hello everyone, I'm Dr. Riddhi Lalan, prosthodontist and author of Prosthodontic Mind Map book, and let's start discussing gypsum products. So basically, gypsum product has been divided into 5 types. Each type has a specific application, the strength improves, the water powder ratio is different for each one of us, and hence it becomes very important that you know your gypsum products well. To talk about the first type of gypsum product, it is the impression plaster, the basic. So what is it used for? The basic impression making and bite registration. Then what are the ideal properties? The setting time is under control. It should not have much of expansion and the strength should be enough. Although it is not widely used anymore, but this is the first and the least stronger material of gypsum product. The composition here is dental plaster. So dental plaster basically is calcium sulfate. Now if it is hemihydrate or dihydrate, we'll be discussing further, which contains bit of potassium sulfate, borax and coloring agent. Talking about the second type, which is also known as your dental plaster. Now dental plaster is the one you use most widely. That is, you used for pouring your primary cast, you use for mounting, you use to pour your steady cast and material, for molds, when you acrylize your dentures and everything. Now what is desirable? That it should set rapidly. You don't want to keep on waiting for like hours and hours for it to set. It should set rapidly. Then it should set into a very strong and hard mass. It should be so hard that it cannot move from the position. Flow readily. It should have good flow, and once set, it should be rigid. Then it should neither contract or expand. Either properties is not good when we talk about one thing, which is dimensional stability. When I want a material to be dimensionally stable, I would want them to be the way they were when they set. No changes from it. It should not wear, at the same time not lose strength. It shouldn't be that initially it was very hard, but as the time went, it degraded and the material just ruptured. That would be a problem, right? The composition here is beta hemihydrate and modifiers. So now I see a term here, beta. Are you aware what is alpha and beta, or how beta converts into alpha? Keep watching the video. We'll be discussing it soon. Now talking about the third type, which we also call hydrocal. Or once you have actually made your wash impression, now you pour your secondary cast. Have you ever thought why your primary cast is poured out of plaster and your secondary cast from a stone? Obviously, because we want it to preserve till the acrylization, and hence it should have more strength. So it is used to prepare your master cast, make the molds. So when the strength comes in picture, I see a word that says alpha hemihydrate. Also potassium sulfate, borax and coloring agent. So alpha has come into picture. Keep in mind. What are the properties that are desirable? It should have good compressive strength, low setting expansion, and the hardness should be good. This was about the dental stone. Now we'll be going to die stone. What I see here is there is something known as high strength, low expansion, high strength, high expansion. So both type 4 and type 5 are known as die stone, but the indications will differ for both the cases. Let's just quickly take a look. So the fourth type, which is actually low in expansion, will be used for die fabrication. Now where is die fabrication used? If you guessed that it was used for your crown preparation, you are absolutely correct. So it can be used in inlay, crowns and bridges. It is also known as class 2 stone, die stone, densite. Don't ever call it the blue stone or the green stone. These are the coloring agents and the color can differ based upon the manufacturing company. So now the properties that are desirable is it is the strongest and the hardest. It is not the type 5 but it is the type 4 which is strongest and the hardest, and it has the high strength and surface hardness as well, because die has to be so stable that if you repeatedly put your crown, take it out, put your crown, it should not just abrade. The surface should not be indented. Hence, it should be there. But now, what I see here is that the expansion is also high. When will be the case when you would want your expansion to be high? It will be when you actually want your die preparation to compensate for the shrinkage. So this will have higher compressive strength but the lower water powder ratio, and at the same time setting expansion increases. And this is the reason why I said that type 4 was the hardest and the strongest of all. So this was about the 5 types of your gypsum product. Now we have been talking about alpha and beta. So now alpha and beta, both calcium sulfate is obtained from a process called calcination. But when calcination is performed under steam pressure, it gives a denser and prismatic. Can you see the figure here? Yes, the denser and prismatic is alpha, while the irregular ones are obtained when it is heated in open kettle, when it comes in contact with air. So now what actually happens is that it requires lesser water because of its dense structure. Here the water requirement is more. And the other thing is that obviously it is less soluble. There is no interatomic space, or the space is lesser when compared to your beta hemihydrate, which requires more water and is more soluble. At the same time, the setting reaction is really rapid, while there is low setting expansion for beta. Beta is less stable. Alpha is more stable. When we talk about the compressive strength, it's going to be the highest. Because of its structure, which is denser and prismatic, here it's going to be lower. You just need to understand the structure in order to imagine all the property. It does not need mugging up, it just needs understanding. And because type 3, 4 and 5 are the ones that are alpha hemihydrate and type 1 and 2 are beta. So let's just quickly go and solve the flashcard. Why does type 5 gypsum show greater setting expansion when compared to type 4? Because it is formed to compensate for the high shrinkage alloy and increase setting expansion, as we just discussed. So I hope this is clear to you now. Talking about the MCQ, which of the following properties of alpha hemihydrate primarily accounts for is higher compressive strength? So higher compressive strength, okay. First option is greater setting time due to increased crystal interlocking. The setting time is not greater, it is lesser. Faster setting reaction caused by increased solubility, increased residual dihydrate content after calcination. Faster setting reaction caused by increased solubility. Now, is this anywhere related to the compressive strength? Again, no. Increased residual dihydrate content after calcination. The residual content does affect the compressive strength, but this is not correct. Lower water powder ratio resulting from dense regular crystal morphology. Exactly. The denser the structure, more is the compressive strength. It is directly related to the structural property of your gypsum product. And I hope this was easy for you to understand. Do like, share and subscribe. Go visit the mind map, refer to the notes, solve more flashcards, MCQs. The link for the app is given below in the comment section, and let me know what would you want to learn next.